If I can't have animals, pop in one time if you want to.
Hop in at the wrong time, right?
For real. For real. I quit what they call on the joints, stick you put on the door. When I have Tyler or Ari over here and I might have something slide through it, they go to sleep. Don't run no chances. But this thing right on the door.
Word up. Word up. Hey, we rolling, man. So it's good. Hey, all our listeners, welcome back. Welcome back. You listen to the City of Savages podcast. As always, I'm your host, Cam, and we're here with my homeboy, G.
It's your boy, Greg, man. Y'all already know what time it is.
Word.
We
got a special guest. We got a special guest. Y'all already heard him on here. Rico Young. I should say Rickland Young, aka Rico.
Hey,
Rickland.
Big Rico.
Rickland, Rico, Three Voices, whatever you know me by, depending on where you met me, is how you're gonna get me. So,
yo, that was your old Twitter handle, Three Voices, right?
Yeah. So that's actually
that's
still my stage name when I go on stage to perform. As a matter of fact, we're doing an erotic day party tomorrow here in Charlotte, and that's my stage name, Three Voices. Loudest brother in the room. Don't never use a microphone. Or if I'm with a band, it's a whole different experience. So you never know which part of me you're gonna get.
Back up.
Yeah.
Erotic day party. You're not just about to just zoom past it. Like we didn't hear it, and because I know the people listening heard that, so we gotta spend 2 minutes to break that down real quick. What is that?
For sure.
So the erotic. So I'm a part of a group of poets. So I do poetry and I do everything. I can do your love poem, your wedding poem, whatever you want. But for the last year and a half, my specialty has been around erotic poetry. I linked up with something like 4 or 5 different poets, and we do these shows that sexual erotic expressions, Lyrics and Love Wednesdays. I even go down to Charleston and rock one of my girl, Courtney the Poet, at her spot Vibes. And they do the same thing on Thursdays. I go down there every first Thursday. She, has me come down. But it's an erotic day party. So the day party is basically meant for you to come in. You can come with your spouse. You can come single. We're there to help you get drunk and get some ass after the fact. That's what we're there to do.
I'm taking notes.
So,
it sounds like a great date night to me.
Hey, it is. It's poets, singers, live band, the whole nine. And we legit, that's my goal. I want somebody. I love when people walk up to me, yo, I tried some stuff that you said in a poem and she loved it. Nothing makes me feel better, because at the end of the day, we're in a crazy time where you can't. We used to be straightforward. You can go out and party. Well, I remember when we can go out and party, but I really remember when you can go out and if you saw a chick like, yo, look, I ain't even gonna waste your time. I ain't trying to get your number for a relationship. I just want to smash and go home. Let me buy you a couple of drinks. We can leave here and go home. You know what I'm saying? Let's go do this thing. Now you're gonna kind of have to play a little slower. So for us, if we can take that aspect and bring it back to the nitty gritty, because there's gonna be single women there. They're gonna be there with their ass out, their titties up. They're gonna be there ready to see what happens. We have a sex toy vendor that's there, so you can get his and hers or couples toys. So the whole thing about it is when you leave here, you need to be ready to. Hey, you need to go. I don't know what you need. You need a Red Bull. You need one of them quick pills from the gas station, whatever. You need to be ready to go because they always be on go. And it's and of course, they throw when you hear the name poetry in any title, it naturally doesn't bring a lot of men. And we were trying to tell y'all, hey, show up. If you single or if you got your wife and y'all might want to add a little third to the situation, or y'all just want to come and just hear something new that make y'all want to do something, show up and come, because you're going to hear something that put that Jones in you. You're going to be ready to time to go.
My dog said, make sure you go get that blue pill with it.
Hey, for real. Go ahead. I'm telling you. And I the last time, I performed, when it's a live band, I performed to Jill Scott's The Way. And the poem is basically, I have 2 poems I can do to that song. One talks about how I met you and I'm just going to disrespect you. I'm going to disrespect the shit out of your body, your mind. And by the time you get done, you wake up the next morning, you're going to feel like a whole new woman. The other poem that I do talks about at the end of the day, like, look, dudes out here is eating pussy, they out here eating ass, but they want to act like they don't. So I'm gonna put these women straight on and put you, hey, look, you know what you deserve? Matter of fact, the opening line is, you deserve good head because I want to give you more than good dick. That's the opening line. And naturally, women snap into that joint like, all right, let me listen. Also, now y'all listening. So now the dudes listening like, oh, okay, so they paying attention. And in the middle, I just throw in some random question like, who's a single lady, who's a single fellas, who got good, snatch, whatever. And I'd be like, look, there y'all go. I already set y'all up. Those people, y'all need to go buy her a drink because she already drunk. It's her birthday. Go buy her a drink.
The man out here playing matchmaker on him.
I know, right?
It's too easy because, like I said, I just love the time when it was that simple. You can hit the bar, you can see somebody you want to holler at, and you already know. Like, I mean, as men, we like to act stupid like we don't know, but we know. When you see that lady, no matter how good she looks, what attributes she can talk you into while y'all have a conversation, you know from the moment you sat down and say, yo, what you drinking? Or can I buy you a drink? That you just want to either take her home and dog out, or you want to do something different with it. Me, myself, personally, if I'm sitting out here and I'm already meeting you at a bar and we doing our thing, hey, look, you what are you doing after this? Do you want to go home and we can go? You can come to my place. We can go get a room, whatever you want to do. And then, but for right now, let me buy you these drinks. All right, cool. You can do that. And then, cool. Here go my number. And I parked over there. If you want me to follow you, I can follow you, or I can just get in the car and leave it here. If they want to tow it, that's cool. Like, I remember those days. So much,
man.
Yeah. Word.
Now I gotta think when I slide in DMs.
Hey, shout out to
cats in their 30s now. You can't do that 20 stuff no more.
No, you can't.
Yeah, man. Hey, as y'all can see, if you listening, if you ain't already recognized, this one gonna be rated R. So,
oh yeah, I'm in the
you don't want to be listening to this one in the car with your kids.
We're gonna have to go ahead and put the note on the caption for this one.
Explicit content.
I meant to ask you, was it some stuff I need to stay away from or not say?
Oh, you good?
But you know what?
What?
One thing we appreciate about our show is catered and customized to our guests. This is your platform at this time. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, and all of us are grown, so we want you to be real. We want you to be authentically you. So, don't feel like, if you have to hold something back or anything like that. And we'll just put it out there. We'll put the disclaimer out there for anyone like, hey, if you're driving on your way to work, you know what I mean? You might not want to turn this on until you drop the kids off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So as y'all know, Rico here, y'all can tell already, Rico is a true savage. Rico always been a savage since I known him. Rico, we met Rico in college. I don't even think Rico was in college, but we met him in college. Rico just be around. Rico just be around and all this shit.
Hey, look, I was just on y'all campus. I was just hanging out, having a good time. Yeah. Young Thundercat coming to all the parties at Titanic, and
for sure
might have been at every probate in between that time, and then football games, and I don't know. It's crazy time. Crazy time.
Crazy. But Rico always fun time. I can tell y'all now, if you ever kick it with Rico, you're gonna have a good time for sure.
You got to.
Yeah, man. But
you got to
listen, one of my ex roommates for a short period of time, good friend, salesman, poet, photographer. And Rico does it all, man. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you on the pod, bro. So hey, we wanna really kind of dig into what you got going on and really highlight you, bro. And as Greg always says, give you your flowers while you're here, man. So first thing, we're gonna get right into it, man. I wanna know, we was talking a little bit before you got on here, but tell us how you got into photography, because I know before you moved up to Charlotte, you was sales guy. You was, working for a cell phone company, doing sales. You was doing good at that. What got you interested in photography and getting into that field?
Man, So of course doing the sales thing, I was working for I was working for Verizon, whatever. It was good money, was paid the bills, allowed me to travel, do what I wanted to do. But the biggest thing is the time off. Somebody made some type of mistake, and I was getting like 8 hours of pay period of vacation time when, based on my tenure, I was only supposed to get like 2 or 3 hours. It was something somebody made a mistake, but I was getting a lot more vacation time than I was supposed to. So it got to the point where, okay, I meet Courtney the poet, who's a dope poet. Those y'all are listening, if y'all in Charleston, check her out. She owns Vibes on Ashley Phosphate. She also now owns New Jack City on the other end of Ashley Phosphate, near Dorchester Road. Dope poet, has always been inspirational, has always like checked in on me, even when I left Charleston. And I started like traveling. I just had this thing, like I felt like I was like holding myself back by just doing sales. So then when it became like poetry became a thing where I'm getting booked for weddings now. It becomes like it's not a hobby, it's not fun anymore. A friend of mine, he was like, man, I got an old camera, just here, take it and see what you do with it. I'm like, man, I don't even know how to put the lens on this joint. First off, I remember thinking like, first off, when they start, the lens don't come on it, it don't do this thing no more. Like I remember thinking it, I was like, yo, I'm out of my league. But the moment I took a picture, it became like it just became fascinating. It became like an obsession. I had to keep shooting. I had to keep getting better. I want to try this. I want to do this. What happens if I do this? Why do people not shoot at night? Oh, now I know why. Why? It became this thing. And it became a passion. But the thing that made it different from poetry was it didn't fade. It didn't have this moment where it's like, man, I'm over this. All right, cool. Let me take a break. Let me move on to something else. It's always something I'm like, what can I do next? How can I get better? How can I like improve? How can I network with different people and do different things? I mean, I'll show y'all. We're inside of my home, and this is like pretty much like what my kitchen looks like. I'm trying to get forward to see, but backstage you can see is a backdrop, pull down. I got my throne chair that just got delivered. Box I made, a futon. Of course, up here is one of 4 flashes that I use. I turned my master bedroom into a sitting room / makeup room. So in here is where you can sit, get your makeup done, attire hang up, steamer, bathroom to change, all that stuff. It just became this thing.
That's dope, man.
I gotta get better. I gotta keep doing something. And little did I know, like I said, we were talking about a little before then, like, I actually quit my full time back in October, and I've just been doing this full time, and it's been going. It's been like, it's nonstop. Like I'm booked up starting now all the way into June. And if you would have told me this, like getting past the financial fear was the biggest thing.
Right.
Once I got past that piece of it, there's nothing to worry about. We talk about being in sales. I think we've all been in sales at some point. And when I realized that what I was worth to a sales company outside of commission, because commission ain't nothing that's guaranteed. If you basing your life off commission, you already wrong. Because commission will be here tomorrow, be here today, going tomorrow.
Yeah.
When I realized on a daily basis in 8 hours, I'm only worth to them a day $200, $250 a day. And I said, well, how can I make that? How can I make that in the span of a couple of hours? How can I make it in the span of a day, or this in a week? That made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So my bottom line price is what I'm minimally like saying, in this day, this is what I'm gonna make. And then everything else I add on the back end next to that, whether it be selling extra edits, prints, whatever. But getting over that fear made it 10 times easier. It's still financially like an investment, but at the same time, it's cool because I wake up now, I'm stress free. I'm still getting gray hairs from pretty much the business side, which is something I think everybody kind of learns and goes through. But I'm stress free. I can say today I'm not gonna do nothing. I can book nobody tomorrow. I can go spend time with my kids. I wake up at 11 o'clock every day, and just that's when my day starts. I'm done. If I'm shooting, I don't shoot. My last session has to start at 4, so I'm done by 6. So at the end of the day, at 6, I'm done for the day. If I don't have anything to do, and I don't have any photos to retouch or edit, or anybody that I'm giving a lesson to, I'm done by 2 o'clock. So from 11 to 2, I've made my daily. Plus, I'm able to go just relax and do whatever I want to do. I want everybody to experience this feeling because it's so different. Now that I have it, it will have to be something traumatic that I say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to working for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because now that I understand the basis of how to get it and the mindset I need to have to do it, it's so easy.
Hey, man, that's
super dope.
It is, man. And I specifically, the point that you touch on that I took away from it is, talking about the, the fear of the, as far as financial and the sustainability of having that stability, you know what I mean, as far for a full-time job and, stepping away from that, but stepping out on faith, man, and being able to, kind of, believe and trust in your skills and in your work ethic, you know what I mean? Because I think it's a big difference between working and having a job.
Yeah.
See, now you're working, you know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily a job. So, hats off to you for that, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's definitely, it's even when clients, I have clients right now that I got NDAs for 3 clients. I shoot them all the time. They pay me through invoice. Everything is good, but I can't post none of their stuff. I can't, if I even wanted to put their pictures on the website, we have to sit down and revisit that and make changes to the NDA just based on one individual thing. But at this point, the fact that they're reoccurring every month, I get to travel with them. I'm actually going to New York with one of them next month.
Damn, that's
I don't have to and that's the other part. So although we're in a pandemic, and I think that's why I'm extremely blessed about this, is that even in the pandemic, I didn't lose income. I kept going up. So I didn't lose experience. It kept going up. I didn't lose clientele. It kept going up. I may have lost some weddings that I was looking forward to on a destination trip, but I'm going back and forth to Houston working with these clients, and a lot of times I don't think people get how I finesse that. I'll go this one client will book me in Houston, but they only need me for 1 day, but they'll pay for my hotel and flight for 5 days. So I'm not going to sit around and have a vacation. I'm going to work those other days.
Right.
That's so
smart. The biggest tip I've been giving people out there, if you didn't know it was there, if you have a business, create a business page on Facebook, add people to it, get a following. But the main thing when you run an ad, right? People will run an ad and select their audience. They'll say from Charleston, Columbia, Charlotte, 21 to 55. And then they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
When you click it, it says you can do things like life events. So if I post a maternity picture, right, I will go in there and choose a life event where they've shown interest on maternity pages, fatherhood, things like that. That way this ad hits them first.
Yeah. So you're doing targeted Facebook ads.
Exactly. Extremely targeted.
That's smart.
Down to the point of whenever I run couples ads, my life events I put on there are status change updates on Facebook. Who went from single to in a relationship? Who went from in a relationship to married to engaged? Hell, who even went from married to divorced or single? Because if people celebrate that too, you will be surprised how many people I get booked for because they want to celebrate. I was in a marriage, I got a divorce. Now I want to celebrate this new single me. Or the fact of, hey, man, me and this cat been together, 3-4 years. He finally popped the question. We want to go over the top. That's what we want to do. But because they are the only ones that see that ad. Now you can I get even deeper. Cool. Let's do Houston. But let's jump it down. Let's do Missouri City. Let's do Katy. Let's do Pearland. And then of course put those interests up under it. And then up under that, you choose how you want it to run. I'm not gonna have it run on my time zone. I'm gonna have it run on theirs.
Okay.
So people don't know you can get that deep into it.
Yeah.
They just see the broadness. They don't actually click the link and see you can do all that. And that's how I've also been able to stay a little bit ahead of the curve. Because I know if I want to get a wedding and I want to make some good money, I'm gonna show my best wedding photos in the ad, and I'm gonna show it to New York clients. Because in New York, they still paying an average of $18,000 wedding photography.
What?
Wow.
Damn.
That's
18,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Just for the photography.
That's the average for a wedding photographer in New York.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's $18,000. So here's how I win, right? So I'm in Charlotte. The average is 5,000, 6,000. Crazy jump, right? So what I do is I position myself. They have their own page on my website. It has its own little slug, but it doesn't show them my normal page. But when they click the ad, it takes them to this page which says, hey, I can offer you I have it lined up on different packages. I offer you everything that this New York photographer can offer you. But instead of 18,000, I may put 11 or 12. So now you're going to think, okay, but why? And in the page, it's very honest. I'm a very honest. I believe in being very honest with people, so there's no shots. I ain't got to defend nothing. The reason why it's cheaper, because guess what? You're going to pay for a $180 flight, and the rest of it is just me being in New York, enjoying my time, and taking your photos and capturing the moment, and potentially bringing a second photographer with me. So they love that. Now, granted, the salesman in me has to get something on the back end from it. So cool. We do your wedding. You give me this $12,000. But how would you like it if all your family members have a parents book, have a wedding photo book? Those key components, the grandparents, the grandmothers, the mother, the father. Cool. That's just that. Okay, there'll be another $800 per album. They'll get every exact same photo that you get. So 800 over what's that? 6 albums. Where am I at price point wise? Only maybe $2,500 less than what they would have paid the normal guy. But to them, they don't see that because that's something they pay after because they've already paid me 12.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's real smooth, man.
Basically, kind of I don't want to say a upsell. What they call it when you catch them on the back end?
Oh man, I still call it upsell.
Oh yeah, it is upsell. Yeah, so you kind of upsell. That's super smart though. I mean, that's what the that's where the best salesmen that make their money. When it's the people that's making the most. If you working at a sales job, the people that's making the most commissions, a lot of times they getting that extra on the back end. That's how they beating everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's super smart, man. So you dropped a lot. You dropped a lot of gems there, man. You said a lot of good shit. So you went into the Facebook ads thing. Are you getting most of your clients from ads, or how are you getting most of your clients?
I'm still majority word of mouth. So I would say about 70% is word of mouth. Another 10 is around what I post and how my internet presence, the hashtags and stuff that I use. The next 10 will be the ads. And then that final 10 is really random. Like, so I had somebody book me recently to do their baby shower, or I could say maternity besides baby shower. And she said she found me because she was, I guess it's still technically word of mouth, but she found me because she was having a conversation with somebody else, and they went on Instagram and found a hashtag, but I wasn't on the hashtag. I liked one of the photos, and they saw my name as the Studio 1216, well, then at the time it was the Rickland photography, and they clicked it, and then it went to my page. So little random things like that happen. Like I'm a very big. I believe that every moment that you have an interaction with somebody that's not a friend or family member needs to be a networking environment. I DoorDash all the time. You know how many times I give my card to a DoorDash person when they come to my door? Every single time. Yeah. Every single time. When they come to the door, I don't give a shit if I choose leave it at the door. I'd be like, oh, wait 1 minute. I'm gonna sit this right here on this table I got outside. I'm gonna pick the food up, take the card with you, and then look me up. And if you don't know nobody, refer somebody.
Okay.
If I go if I go to the BMW dealership, they get a card. They give me their card, I give them a card. If I'm at the gas station and somebody pull up beside me and we make eye contact and I get a chance to say, hey, hey, since I got your attention already here, let me give you this. Like every moment you have, especially if you're even doing I don't care how big or small your business is, you have to be ready to network and ready to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, so you can do the ads and let that draw people in and wait, but that's not guaranteed because people have to make, because you're putting too much informed decision making on them without actually getting to know you or see you as a person.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I also don't post, like I have a personal page that's private, but if you look at my business Instagram page, there's maybe one, I'll say it's a solid 3 or 4 photos of me. And I posted one of them today. Yeah. Because the work is going to speak for itself first. But secondly, you don't want people to not know who you are. So, but you don't want to give them too much to where they say, they make them, again, you got to take the decision making away from them a little bit. Because you give them, a lot of business owners mess up because they have their whole life on there. I know what you ate today. I know what time your kids went to school. I know when you got to your office, all this stuff. So therefore, I know when I can reach you and find you to do something. But if you make yourself exclusive and kind of a mystery, it makes them want to find out to where they're either going to fill out that contact form on your website. They go in my case, go to my website and go to the contact page and then call or text my number.
Yeah.
Like you use those things to get people there, but you have to also be a little bit mysterious enough to make them want to like come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Cause, I heard you mention, Studio 1216. That was, kind of one of the things that I was, curious about too, is where, like, and you kind of answered that question actually. Where did the inspiration for the name Studio 1216 come from? And is a part of you kind of like wanting to separate your personal page, your personal life, to making sure that you have your business completely separate? But where did that inspiration for Studio 1216 come from?
Yeah. So the Studio 1216, so 1216 is the house number I grew up in Anderson. So I'm from Anderson, South Carolina. That's the original house number of the house I grew up in. 1216 Ramona Drive, Belton, South Carolina, 29627. Well, after I graduated high school and we move out, and the next people that bought it from my mom moved in, they found out through, I guess, doing the mortgaging and all that stuff, that the house numbers on that street were wrong. Because the county line ran so close. The address now is 1240 Ramona Drive, Anderson, South Carolina, 29655.
Wow.
So the 1216 piece is, I grew up on that. 1216 Ramona Drive, Belton, South Carolina, 29627. So the interest behind it is that I didn't want anything that didn't mean anything to me. We have these guys, these people have, again, if they listen to this and this is your business, it is what it is. Sunshine House, 1X something they got here in Charlotte that's new. You have these studio names and you're like, what does it mean? They can't even tell you. It doesn't mean anything other than it sounds nice. It sounds catchy.
Yeah.
For me, home gave me the foundation. I got my tail whooped in there, which means that means I had to learn a lot of hard lessons. Being a business owner has taught me a lot of hard lessons. Filing my taxes this year as a business owner is teaching me a lot of hard lessons. That some things I should have had set up that I didn't know I needed, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
So why not have it a part of what my studio is going to be when I get that brick and mortar? Because when you come in, the vision I have for it, and this will dive into the separating the personal and business piece, is when people come in, I want to at least be 3,000 square feet. I want to have enough room to build life-size props, whether it be I take the stairs off a Learjet and we can set up a shoot as a business shoot to where you going in and out of a jet, but not really on a jet. Christmas time, building life-size Christmas boxes, and then put the tree and you and your family can pose in that. I want to build a maternity section where it's a freestanding tub, a lot of foliage, and then have an outside piece with a man-made waterfall. Because the key point here is that a lot of photographers do outdoor photography and then travel with their clients to do it. If I can solve that problem and still make a profit off of it, I win, and I still get a dope ass studio.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, what comes with that is the business aspect of how do you set all this up. Now, we all seen the ads online. Go flip your stimulus check and get an LLC. And it's not that simple. Yeah. Y'all gonna end up in jail. So y'all gonna end up in jail. It's not that simple. Of course, you know, in North Carolina, we can do everything online. So you can really set up your business in a day. You can have your LLC registered with the state. You can get your EIN number. You can submit for your DMV. And then all that'll come in within at least 5 to 6 business days. Yeah. And then the next step really is the key part, okay? And that is the banking aspect.
Right.
So you can have all this stuff set up on the back end, but if you don't go set up a business account to separate what finances go where, you will lose. You can see him go get a vendor account with Quell and Granger and all that stuff, and go get a card underneath the business. But then when it comes down to y'all found these PPP loans, y'all found for these other little mortgage or assistant loans that these banks are giving, and then when they'll randomly pop up, because they already did it to me. Hey, just want to verify. Can you just submit your last we have like a expense and gain through QuickBooks, and then you submit also your bank statement so we can make sure and see. And you don't have that. If you don't have that, that's where your problem starts. Yeah, I have that. I'm cool. It just was nerve-wracking the first time going through it.
Yeah,
but separating that allows me now to say I don't have anything personally liable for myself. My business is set up and it's good. The credit is there, it's good, and going forward, I know that there's no issues. Like I already know what I'm pre-approved for. It's just finding like the space is where I'm at now.
Okay, no, that's good info, man.
Yeah, very good info. That's dope, man. I think their studio is gonna be super fire, bro. So man, I can't wait. I can't wait till you find it, man. And I can't wait to see what you do with it, man. So
I can't wait, man. It's one of those things like I don't want to build a studio to say I have another photography studio in Charlotte. If that's the case, I'll keep using my living room and keep writing this house off and just call it a day. I want to solve problems. Like there's not a photography education center here in Charlotte. There's Cardinal Photo, which is in Arboretum. I think that's a side of town or so. But they do their lessons, but they're not in depth. Like I got 2 mannequins in the back I need to put together. So that way when I can do virtual classes like this, I can have something to show. Yeah. They can show, okay, why do you angle a light this way? Why do you pose them this way? Mm-hmm. Why do you do these things? And be able to go really in depth. Okay, that's cool. Why is makeup important? That's my biggest look. Whoever's listening to this, when y'all book a photo shoot, please invest in a makeup artist. For me and your photographer, especially the ones that actually edit the photos, like please invest in a makeup artist because we are not magicians. That black spot under your eye, if it's there when you get here, it's gonna be there when you leave.
Hey, have you actually thought about taking that skill on? Just curious.
Doing makeup?
Like not even being funny, but like as as a photographer, like have you ever?
Hey, Rico probably does do makeup. Rico be up on there. Hey, let me get your eyes real quick.
No, listen. Once I went and studied how to retouch and like how these beauty bloggers and beauty not bloggers but beauty magazines edit their images, it made me really interested in makeup. Like what is contouring, highlighting, why are we blushing, why are we liquidating this? Like, okay, how do y'all doing it? My makeup artist Whitney that I use, she's been putting me on. She lets me play on her face. I won't even hold y'all up. I play on her face because you'll be surprised how one little thing that they do can make or break in my job.
Yeah.
Or make it easier for me.
Yeah.
But the back end of it is that when I go through and I retouch, and there's a process called dodging and burning, which is the exact same technique to them as highlighting and contouring. So it would be beneficial for me to understand her side.
Right.
So later on, when I do what I do, sitting down on the computer, it makes sense.
That's
so
dope,
I've really given it a thought. Like she's taught me all the time, it's like, hey, anytime you want to really learn, she'll teach me. But right now I'd be playing like, okay, how you do this? Like, because the thing about me is they be okay. So y'all gonna laugh. What was it? They say beating they face.
Yeah,
beat to the gods, right?
Yeah, it hit me the other day why they say beating, because when she was doing a little breast thing, she was doing this. I was like, oh, I ran to work. I was like, oh, you're really beating her face. That's where it came from. My client was like, yo, this nigga is so corny.
I probably said the same thing if I had that epiphany. I'd be like,
that's why y'all said
it makes so much sense to me, yo.
Hey, honestly, I guess we all corny, because I would have said that too. That's not like, I'm sorry, it's not just information that just men just know. You know what I mean? It's like
I just thought it was
I see.
To say.
Well, I mean, I see the missus do makeup every day, or not every day, but we get ready to go somewhere or something like that. I see her go in the mirror and doing makeup, but I'm not all in her face trying to figure out like what she doing with her mascara, or like the contouring and foundation, all the others. Like, that's not my concern. I'm over here brushing my teeth and doing something else. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like we have that, all of the details that go into it. So, but I imagine, knowing certain details and aspects of her job is just going to make you that much better as a photographer. So
it is, because it helps you understand a lot of especially, man, they love these lashes, and it seems like the longer they are, the more they like them.
Bro, the lashes kill me, man. They kill me, bro.
The extra long ones.
Long one, like I could deal with them if they like. You got a little lash, cool. They look good, but like a lot of girls now, bro, they OD with it. Super.
Well, the thing about it is that now I have to learn. Now I have to learn how to keep your face bright and without these shadows of the lashes, and I'm like, they look
That's
good.
Hilarious.
But I mean, I'm telling you, it adds a different level of dimension to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Hey, Rico, hey, no cap though, bro. Hey, if you start doing some makeup videos before you getting them set up for the photography, do some makeup videos, throw that shit on YouTube.
I'm telling you,
you do numbers, bro. Numbers.
You will blow up.
I have a strong feeling I would, and I feel like for me, it just makes sense. And again, solving a problem. What if, because I've had clients reschedule because they makeup artists reschedule. What if I knew the skill, knew what I was doing enough to do it, that I could simply just be like, oh, you know what, that's cool. Come on over here, and I'll take care of you and do it for you, and then I do the session for you right after.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't add it as a primary thing, but the fact that I could offer and do it for me solves somebody else's problem.
Facts.
That's and I get asked a lot, like, why photography and why not go back and do something else. It's that feeling. You solve a problem. Mm-hmm. You solve whether it be you solve a self-esteem problem. I'm building my confidence up because I've been married to my husband for 13 years and he hasn't seen me really take a good photo of myself, and I don't know when. Hey, we want to make weddings. We want to make sure we capture this moment I haven't captured right, and make sure not only that we're able to communicate our needs to where you're able to just do it, and we don't have no worries. So that less of a worry for them when planning a wedding. I mean, Greg, you're married, so the stress of a wedding is enough. So you don't want to worry about who's going to be your vendor, come in and do your photos. Like that's the last thing on your mind.
Exactly.
It's a major concern, and it's just, not so much that the, photographer can't do, their job or anything, but just along with everything else, because when you're planning a wedding, you're just trying to get everything else. You're trying to get the venue right, trying to get the caterer right, different aspects, you know what I mean? So, but you also, you pick your photographer and you want them to be able to capture your moment, but then let them do their thing. You know what I mean? You don't want to, take away from anything that they're doing. So that, we've been there, and, when you have a photographer, like yourself, that wants to be able to just make sure we can capture the moment and do it to, what makes them comfortable due to their, comfortability. I think that's the key. But you touched on something before, man, and I kind of want to ask you about it, because you're about to go into it a little bit. You said makeup. The makeup thing was kind of like a pet peeve for you, right? Like if you come in and you're not really ready or prepared as far as makeup artist wise. What are some other pet peeves that's kind of like, I would say maybe like two other ones, since that's one, or that you would say that you kind of run into, in your photography business?
One would be this is one, but it's a build-up one. When you can have all the consultations in the world, I do a consultation with everybody. You don't even get my booking contract or invoice without talking to me. So when you go to my website, this is just telling me what you want, what you're thinking of, the date. And then what I do from there is I call you and I say, hey, is it a good time to talk? When's a good time to talk? We do that. Boom. You get the booking contract, you sign it, I sign it, you pay. And then you call me and you're like, I don't know what, it's like you are oblivious to the whole thing. Like, I don't know what I'm aware. Which is, again, I'm not your creative director, so that's not my problem.
Right.
I don't know what time I selected. You got 3 confirmation emails and a Google invite from me. You know. And then on top of that, then we do the session and get it done. You ask me, are the photos ready? And it ain't even been a day yet. The reason why this one thing is a pet peeve for me is because I've set up things in my business to make sure you know every step of the way what's going on.
Yeah.
It's in the contract. You get an email when you sign it. You get an email a couple days before. You get an email the day before that. You get a Google invite with the address. And then on top of that, before you leave, I remind you, hey, this is what happens next, right?
Right.
And I made a rant about this on Instagram about people need to give creatives and photographers time to do their fucking job. You want it done right. You want it done for what you paid me for. Don't come calling me 24 hours after the fact, when especially I told you that it's going to be within 3 business days that you get your proofs. And guess what? If it's a Friday, there's a reason why I say that, because if it's a Friday, that automatically means you're going to get them on Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you hit me on, and my weekends are my busiest time. This past weekend, I did 6 sessions on a Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, so you think in the middle of all that, I'm thinking about, let me go pull this memory card and get it to you and send it to you. No, this is going to happen on Sunday while I'm eating dinner, while I'm sitting in my room, and I just can go through and sift through them and get the ones I'm going to send you that are great and good quality in there to you for you to pick which ones you want me to edit. But the pet peeve about it is I told you this. And and as a business owner, and this comes down, this is a little bit of me personally, I hate repeating myself. But I know I have to repeat myself to make sure I can say I told you. And I can remind you of when I told you. But that part burns me up, because it's like, how many times do I really need to tell you as an adult? I can understand a child. I can understand my kids. I can understand that. But as an adult, how many times do I really need to remind you and tell you of what you paid for? I spent $300 a day, and I can tell you exactly who it's shipping from, when it's going to get here. I can tell you what time it went out, all that stuff. So how many times do you think I should feel I had to repeat to you for something you paid for, about what you're going to get and what it is and what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, you have to have these conversations like at least 10 times per person. Now, last year alone, I did 210 photography sessions, not including the 7 weddings that I did.
Damn.
So imagine that. 10 conversations, 200 plus times, and then sometimes maybe 5 more times for the people that didn't listen. It becomes a pet peeve quick, because it's like, what? Because I naturally reflect on myself. I go, well, what am I not saying? What am I not doing? And I literally had an outsider look, and he said, it's just people. At this point, it's just people.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's definitely number one. Number two is that in this industry, I am a man. I'm going to shoot 97% female. Last year alone, out of that 200 plus amount, taking away the weddings, I shot 5 men.
Wow.
In 12 months, I shot 5 men. So that means that I'm going to have to deal with single women, newly engaged women, married women, divorced, and might want to cheat on their man women. and the stigma here in Charlotte already is that most men photographers here are pervs. We do this because we want to see some ass. We do this because we want to get women. First off, let me tell you something. We on the Savage Podcast. I've never had an issue with just asking somebody randomly for some pussy or just paying $40 for it.
I can confirm. I can confirm this to be true.
I've never had an issue. It's too many women out here to mess up my money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to say this again for anybody that's listening. It's too many women out here for you to mess up your money over one pretty face that came in here and you probably gave them a discount because they had a pretty face. I don't do that shit. Sorry. Because I learned my lesson after my first year. When you got to write down them comps. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
It's too much to sit here and say, like, because then you worry. Because guess what they're gonna do, right? You get them in here, she come in here, boobies is all up, she got a little dress on, she ain't got no panties on. She come by herself, although most women come with their friends or their homegirls that can hype them up. Go, yes, bitch, yes, do that shit while you're doing photos, right? She come by herself. So now you in here you in your studio or whatever you're shooting at by yourself. And she always want to come like later in the evening. She don't want to come during the day. She want to come 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Which is, again, flashing back what I said earlier. My last show started at 4, you going by 6. That means that the sun has started to go down. Baby, it's time for you to go home. Whatever we didn't get, we didn't get. And that's a CYA for myself. I got 4 cameras in here. They record. So they come out and say, hey, just let you know, while you're in this vicinity, everything is being recorded just for my safety, your safety. And I point to them, and that's how I see why.
That's good though. Yeah, that's good though.
Because
really good.
Because what happens, because we had that stigma, right? That we're pervs, we're perverted. All it takes is one woman to say one thing, and Charlotte is such a Me Too city that because they had an experience that didn't even relatively reflect on you, but what they're saying reminds them of something. Now they against you too. Now you got 2 people. One person that you actually work with, and maybe she did show. Oh, this is my personal favorite. They come in with the little shit like this right here, and the little nipple fall out, and they try to act like they didn't know it fell out. Come on, baby.
Wow.
That's my personal favorite. But it's my pet peeve because I'm just trying to do something that benefits you, and you trying to already plot on how to run me through the ground. Because what's gonna happen is, again, you get in here. And then let's say I didn't have my cameras. Here's what would happen. They would hit them like, yo, okay, cool. I'm only gonna give you 10 photos. Cool. Then they're gonna be like, all right, well, it's already late night. Let me stay over and get a little drink with you. I bought a drink. Can we drink that? Listen to y'all drinking. Y'all talking. She feel on you. Some may not go down, but because you let her into that personal space of yours, guess what? All she gotta do, that's it. He had me there. We did a shoot. And he told me he was gonna give me these photos, and he didn't. But he wanted me to drink with him. And then you see how easily the narrative has changed.
Yeah,
right.
So my pet peeve behind that is that I work with 97% women, and no matter what I do, I'm always on edge. No matter, I could be as business professional as possible. I got a whole another number set up for business. It's a Google Voice number. That way, when I don't feel like answering, I put that thing on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. And I don't answer. I don't return phone calls or texts after 5 p.m. And if you hit me on Friday, that voicemail says you'll hear from me on Monday. If it's an emergency, like a photographer canceled on you, whatever, and you really, really need somebody, please go ahead and leave that in your voicemail, and I will return your call based on my assessment of the severity of what you need me for. But outside of that, I'm on edge all the time because all it takes is one.
Yeah.
It takes one person.
No, I mean, I think that's, that's a good point, man. Like, we had a few laughs into it, but this is, it's a serious thing. And, basically be careful. I can just tell that you're taking all of the precautions to, just protect yourself and your business. Like you want to, obviously this is a passion for you and you want to, be there to solve problems to your point, you know what I mean? And to solve things for people and to make it magical. But at the same time, this is business and, you can't be too careful. You don't know, what somebody may be plotting or, anything, we hope that, no one comes in with ulterior motives, but you never know. So you just gotta, just be careful and protect yourself, So props to you for that.
Yeah, man, thank you. But my second year in my going into my second year in business taught me that, like, man, people aren't loyal. People don't. If it can benefit them, they're gonna get over. I've had several conversations with Square because people will literally get the product and then dispute the charge. Wow. I've had conversations where people have signed contracts and then they try to. So with the funny, this is why it's a clause in my contract, right? So they'll not sign the contract but pay the retainer. That's why I have a clause in there, which I even talked with a lawyer friend of mine. He said, "Yo, this is how you should do it. Once you pay that $100 retainer, that's the same thing as you signing that contract.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they won't sign the contract but pay the retainer.
Right.
That's good.
So there's a button I can click that says, "Hey, this person paid," so that's the signature.
Yep.
And I try, and again, I'll send emails, CYA, sign this. And in the last one, say, "Hey, this is your final email reminder about signing your contract. If you do not sign because you have paid a $100 retainer, then never drink mimosas on the podcast. You don't sign a retainer, you don't sign it, but because you paid, it's already a signature. Like I see why sometimes some businessmen act the way that they act, because people will try you, and it'll be some people close to you that'll try you.
Yeah.
And again, and then a piggyback on that one. So this is 2.5 pet peeves: spouses. If you know your spouse is a jealous person, tell them you coming to shoot with a male photographer. And I'm very honest. I've renovated this whole front half of the house. So the address is a residential address. Let them know. But also let them know they can come sit down. They can sit in the sitting room and watch football, TV, Netflix, Hulu, whatever they want to do, and be here. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But I've had women like call me on my business line, like, "Hey, please tell my husband that, about the session." Especially when they do like a boudoir shoot or something sexy for their husband, and they realize, "Oh, you shot this with a man? Y'all must like some." No, we don't. Like she came in, she got her makeup done by Whitney. We did the photos. She left. Like it is what it like. What brother? What else do you want me? Like that's my 2.5 spouses thing. Like I get it. It's a little hard to conceive that somebody can actually look at your woman and not be attracted to them, but still bring the beauty out of them. I know it's a hard thing to conceive, but it happens. Again, Kent, you can validate. I have no issues telling a woman exactly what I want from her. And I also have no issues telling her what I don't want.
Yeah. Facts, bro.
I remember one time I bring this up because I thought about it the other day, because the girl she added me on Facebook. We were in
got that Facebook ad.
We were in your spot. It was off of, it wasn't Lassen Road, but it was like the corner of Lassen Road, I believe. You were on the first floor. Oh, dang. I don't remember the name of the apartment. But
I can't think of the name. I know you're talking about though, yeah.
And old girl came over and I FaceTimed you while we were in the room.
Okay. Yeah.
she added me on Facebook, and she was like, whatever happened to that guy when I came over there one time and we were messing around in the room and you FaceTimed him? I think she might have given me a head or something. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I said, yeah, he's doing great.
Hilarious, dog. Yeah. Hey, crazy times with Rico. Always crazy times with Rico.
Cause everybody should have fun. Like, and that's
you got to.
That's why the separation of my Instagram page, because there was a lot of times I would post stuff on that one page and people would see it and they couldn't disassociate. Is this business Rico or is this personal?
Yeah,
or is this, who is this person that's right there? So that's another part of the business piece. You kind of lose who you are as a human.
Yeah.
Like, again, being out here and doing their erotic poetry shows, a lot of these people see me. It's mentioned a lot that, I'm also a photographer.
Yeah.
So they can't understand, how can this man run a business, but then be on stage talking about he like when somebody squirt on his face? Like, they can't. It's like their brain can't.
They don't understand the dichotomy. The two. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm still a human. I'm still a man. I'm still my social. I'm still my person of blood. It just so happens that I do something that pays my bills and gives me livelihood and gives me a passion.
Yeah.
And I think that's so weird. Like, we can't look and say, like, me, I had no problem. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. That's, that's Cam the realtor. That's Cam, or you might think that's Cam the police officer. But then also, this is Cam, the motherfucker from CSU. The quiet one.
The quiet one.
Nah, look, don't let the quiet one fool you now. Look, don't let them fool you.
No comment. Complete the fifth.
Hey, put him out there, bro.
Hey,
look. Hey, put him out there, bro.
This is the quiet one. This is the one. Hey, I'm gonna say one name, and y'all might can bleep it or whatever. But
oh man, hey, I'm definitely editing that.
Hey,
definitely editing that one.
The smoothest. I was like, what? Okay, hey,
Yeah, I remember we talked about that. That was funny. That entire situation was funny, bro.
Hey.
But
hey, you owe me a conversation
we'll talk offline
after this show is over.
We'll talk offline on that one.
Man,
but Rico, you said a lot of stuff again here, and I appreciate you letting us know about your pet peeves. I want to go back a little bit, because you talked about education. That seems like something that you're passionate about, interested in, and I noticed one thing that as I was looking through your IG like a few months ago, I had I've been noticed that you was doing photography and everything, and I started to realize, I'm looking at your pictures, I'm like, yo, Rico is really fucking good at this stuff. And I hit somebody, I can't remember who it was. I hit somebody and I was like, yo, Rico is nice off this photography shit. Like, and he ain't been doing it that long. So I was really impressed. But with that being said, I'm interested, like, how did you pick up the skill set? Like, what did you learn it from? Like, where the skills come from?
YouTube.
Okay. YouTube University.
Look, if you want the honest truth, I've spent I don't know, probably the same amount of hours as a first year freshman in class looking at YouTube.
Or a year-long master's degree. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I a full year, like 2 semesters, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's a lot of great information out there. I follow some great guys I follow on Instagram. Prince Mason, he's out in Lagos, Nigeria. Smooth brother. I mean, the guy is so intentful with what he does. He doesn't, even down to his lighting setup. He breaks down like, okay, why did I have this light here? What's the distance? Why is this the distance? Why did I stand here when I did it? And that means a lot to me because he's a Black photographer.
Yeah.
One, and there's not a lot of them online that actually stick to the script. A lot of them try to demograph themselves to fit or attract the audience. He's straight up like, look, this is how you do it. I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. I mean, just recently he did a video that I commented on, and he actually wrote me on Instagram because my comment was like, he was like, I've never had anybody like write that in depth of a comment before. He talks. So we've all seen the photos where the girls, they look like porcelain dolls and all this stuff. They look super slick and smooth. They don't have no skin texture.
Yeah.
So that process is called frequency separation. It's literally in Photoshop where you separate skin texture, the color, and then there's a gray area in between. It's just a gray layer in between. When you go with the texture part really doesn't matter. It's about what you do with the color. You blur that layer out. But the difference is that the strength that you blur depends on your distance between, the camera and the person. But what people would do is that they would set the blur, and it's the opposite of what you would think. So the lower the number, so let's say 0 to 4, that lower that number, and let's say the photo of me is here. If I use a 1, it's gonna look like a porcelain doll. It gets rid of all texture. But if I go up to a 19, the follicles in my skin will stay, but the color is still moving. People were thinking that because you set the radius the opposite, that's how it works, and it's not. And he did a whole video about that, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Hopefully some people can stop making these girls look like they just slick as oil. Please, I hate that shit. Right. But no, a lot of it is YouTube, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to like learn and apply. I would see something I want to do. The next day, I'm already on like, who's available, who's free. Let me go outside and do this. Hell, let me just walk uptown and stop somebody. Hey, you mind if I take a photo of you? I'm trying to learn this, and I just want to see if this will work. Getting kicked out of a lot of places. And down here, Bank of America pretty much owns everything, and they do not like photographers on their property at all.
Hey,
so a lot of times,
I've seen that.
Look, and the security pop out like ninjas. Whoa. Can't be here. Do you have a permit? Permit for what? We outside. No, but the property is owned because you're off the sidewalk. You know what? I got it. Don't worry about it.
All right, buddy.
All right, go.
Take you and your camera out of here, buddy.
For real. No, it's really like that. And you'd be like, damn, like where the hell did you come from? Like it was just us here. Like where did you come from?
Right.
But
take a hike.
Again, and with me wanting to, it became a competition. So everything, I'm self-taught. I took one class.
Okay.
And and it's almost like Clubhouse. That's why I don't like Clubhouse. The moment that motherfucker kept saying, be consistent and be diligent and be intent, I was like, why the fuck did I pay $80 for this?
Yeah.
I know I gotta be consistent. I know I have to do things from an intent standpoint of where I want to be. You're not teaching me nothing no more than I can walk outside and do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So once it became a competition, it literally became I follow other photographers. I follow people like Carl Taylor. That's he's in London. He's a great product and portrait editorial photographer. Okay. And I follow them, but the one thing I noticed, I started to try to copy them too much. Okay. And I wasn't finding my style.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I got to compete. There's nobody else to compete with because I'm my own person. I'm my own style. I got to compete with myself.
Yep.
You know how many times I looked at something that I thought was gonna be hot, and then as I did it, I was like, "This is trash."
Dang.
It's like I'm for real. Like it becomes this thing, and the good part about it is it always keeps you on your toes. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not satisfied, you're always gonna go for the next thing. The bad part is that even when you do good stuff and people tell you it's good, you still like, nah, that wasn't.
You're like, I don't know.
That wasn't it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And so just and then honing in those skill sets is just same shooting apply. Oh, I remember if this person is this skin tone, 1/200 of a second, f8 100, cool. If this person is this type of skin tone, 1/25 f11 100, cool. White balance needs to be away. You mentally start forming all these formulas, and they just work, and you keep them, and then they just keep doing this and doing this till it all makes sense. So I attribute a lot of my growth to just being hungry and being competitive. not competitive with the next person, not being competitive with a style or what's in right now. Because while everybody else was out here trying to get everybody half naked at the waterfalls, I was sitting here wondering, all right, how can I make these 4 lights work for me in the studio?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I add color to these lights? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What lenses work better for being inside than outdoors?
Right.
Yeah.
Do this, didn't work. Get better. Do this, work, didn't better. Get better. Get bigger. Okay. This is okay. Yeah, it sucks, and then get better. That's the photo that I took of a young lady. She has a zipper on her face with gold flakes and red and blue lights like flashing on the side. I thought that was probably the worst thing I had ever taken because I wanted the flakes to have a lot of texture. I wanted the flakes to be able to see them. But everybody else that saw it thought like that was, oh, that's another step in elevation for your skill. And I'm sitting here like, no.
Yeah.
But then it helped me learn too. My eye is always gonna look for detail. Everybody else's eye is always gonna look for how just the quality of it, overall quality.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, can I see the flakes? They just happy. They just trying to. Everybody trying to figure out how the hell did you get a zipper to stick to her forehead?
Right.
It wasn't Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. Right.
It was eyelash.
Not the Gorilla Glue. Not the Gorilla Glue.
Oh man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you know what your intent is, and that's the thing. Everybody else, they don't really know what your intent is, right? So they just looking at it from a more generalized standpoint, and from a general standpoint, they're looking at that picture, they looking at the whole thing, and they're like, "Yo, that's dope." You know, like the concept's dope, the lighting, the coloring, everything is dope about it, but they don't know your intent, so they don't realize like they're not looking at the detail, the extra detail that you're looking for. So, you know, we always our own worst critic, right?
And I'm terrible.
Facts.
Like I am terrible. I am the worst. Like,
but that's good though. It's gonna make you better because you keep, because you're always looking at yourself like, wait, how can I make this little thing better? So I think, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that separate people, like the people that's really great at something versus the people that's just good at it, right? Because they're not satisfied with being good. They're like, or even being great. They're like, yo, I gotta take this to the next level. So they're like you. They're looking at the flakes and they're saying, yo, it's not. I can't see that detail like I want to. I can't see those. The little specks to the grains or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So like that's next level. I think that's what separates people.
And I'm gonna actually send y'all I'm gonna send y'all the joint that I'm talking about on Instagram now. But no, we can keep talking. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Okay, bet. Yeah, send it to me. I want to see it for sure. So with
good,
that, go ahead.
No, you fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No. But so I was gonna say, with that being said, with all of the stuff that you've learned, from YouTube University and trial and error and picking up stuff, you mentioned the education piece is important to you. So what are you planning on doing? Is it something that once you get your studio open, are you planning on doing classes? Are you gonna start something for young folks who are interested in photography? What's your plans with that?
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be the next piece with the classes. And I just sent y'all that photo I was talking about. But I legit and I cannot wait to start these classes because I want to teach people that. So backing up a little bit, because it was funny how we started. Like, I was around y'all a lot. I was around y'all a lot, at CSU. Man. And thank you. I was around y'all a lot at CSU, and I wasn't in college. I actually, I was in high school, went to a tech school, and didn't even finish there. And then I just so happened to be one of the lucky individuals that got a decent job early on to pay bills. Mm. And what I want to let people understand is that, or teach younger kids, adults, that person that maybe has found that passion but don't know what to do with it, is that sometimes the road you're going to travel doesn't involve doesn't involve an educational piece. It involves drive. It involves an outlook and being optimistic. Being it's sort of like, you know, and when I grew up, we had an extension campus. So with that extension campus, you could actually go and get your barber's license while you were in high school if you already knew you didn't want to go to college. So same thing. What if you were somebody that is in school or thinking about school or don't even want to go to school, but know you had this passion, this for art, for learning and learning how to get a certain degree of experience. I want to teach people and help them understand not only can you do this without going and paying for these master classes, what is going to tell you to be consistent, you know, going and traveling to places and to people that you don't know if they're really going to give you the right information.
Yeah.
But instill that trust to know that when you come to a class with me, I don't have nothing to hide from you. I'm here to help you excel. And if you go on and get better than me, guess what? That's a trophy for me. Because then guess what I got to do? I got to get better too.
Right.
So doing these classes will help everybody from how I was, how the hell do you put the lens on this, to I've been in the game for a while. I want to learn to do marketing technique. Cool. I'm at a point where I just want to branch off and do something totally different. I've worked retail. I've worked restaurants. I've worked for a firm. I work for this. I work for that. But I have a passion. I want to do this. Okay, cool. Let me show you how you set and start all this up. Let me show you, okay, where you go from here. Let me show you how you edit. Let me show you the difference between an edit and a retouch.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how many photographers don't even know the difference between the two. See, an edit is what you do on Instagram when you upload a photo. Do you want to brighten it, darken it, just the contrast, do the shadows, highlights? A retouch, I'm going to take whatever's on your body and I'm going to manipulate it any way to where I deem perfect. Whether it be reshaping your body, moving the jawline, making it more chiseled. Hell, I can take your line up on your haircut if it ain't tight. Eye color change. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that retouching is its own art. And there's processes. If you go on my website now, I sell a retouching pack for $10. So whoever's listening, if you're a photographer or just even want to just learn to retouch, it's a retouching pack on there. And it gives you pre-made actions. So when you click, and all you got to do is select the correct radiuses, or even my dodge and burn ones, it just puts it there, even selects the brush to the actual opacity that you need to use. And then you're able to go in and do things. But people don't realize that there's a skill set there that you have to learn.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of misinformation out there and stuff that people just don't tell you.
Yeah.
And it's so bad that like when I'm learning this attraction thing is real. When I'm in my place and I'm doing these classes, it'll be for, again, to get people to a space to where they feel confident that they learn something new. I feel like I've motivated somebody to be better than me. But then also find your hobby and find your passion.
Yeah.
And also just to motivate people to know that you don't have to stick to the status quo. Like I think the fear of me not doing anything, even if it was a different business prior to doing this one, was that I had got so instilled in me that if I don't work a corporate job, I'm gonna be poor. If I don't work a corporate job, I'm gonna be broke. If I don't work a corporate job, no woman is gonna look at me as a man that's available to lead a household or be a good partner. It was instilled in me that to be a person, I had to do these things and fall in line with all this bullshit. That now that I'm doing it, I'm 32 years old, doing it these last 3 years. If I had known I could do this back when we was running around going to Titanic and blue pair of what was it, Patriot Blue or Blue whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or something like that.
Yeah. If I would have known that then.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I always say that. If we knew then what we know now.
What we know now.
Why?
But you know what though? I think it's just a tribute to, like you said, your passion, man, and just wanting to pay it forward too. I can just within teaching, you know what I mean, and just knowing the differences between a retouch versus doing an edit. That separates you from, to Cam's point earlier, from being great to being above and beyond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's those type of things that takes you to that next level, man. And you know, whenever you find your passion and then you want to teach and pay it forward, I mean, that's only going to, you know, elevate you. I think that's the difference between being, you know, a leader as well. You know, not just a good photographer, but also a leader. So
and it's the greatest way to spread your legacy too, man. So I mean, you know, of course, I know you got your kids. You know, you got your 2 kids. You know what I'm excited about as a father and the things that I've learned. You know, at 33, about to go on 34. You know, I wish I was further along, but I know I still got a lot of time. But what's most exciting is that the things that I know now that I've learned and I'm learning, I can teach that to her as she comes up. So that when she's, you know, 17, 18, 19, she can already be like capitalizing on some of these things that I know now. You know what I'm saying? And by the time she's 33, 34, I mean, she can be just out of here, you know, just like crazy, you know, trajectory crazy. So that's what I'm excited about. If you could do that to some other youth and spread that legacy, man, that's gonna be so dope.
And I think the biggest thing too about our age range, I don't even want to say generation because that's too broad of a gap. But our age range, 1 to 2 years below, 1 to 2 years up, is that we are in a position where fear is not an option.
Yeah.
Not saying fear isn't there, but I'll tell you what I mean. Unfortunately, whenever I said I wanted to branch out and quit doing a corporate job and do this full time, I talked to someone very close to me, a parental figure. I won't say which one. And they pretty much was like, you know, you that's not guaranteed income. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna do this. That's not a good idea. It wasn't. I expected okay, what do you, as a parent, what do you need me to do? To go do this, go do it. Because at the end of the day, I couldn't do it. Go do it.
Yeah.
Our generation is our, I can't get away from generation, but our age range is, and the reason I'm not gonna say generation is because we float too close to both ends. But our age range is in a place where our kids are gonna have the understanding that fear is there, but it's not an option. Meaning, if my daughter comes up to me and says she wants to be a makeup artist, well, the first thing I'm gonna say is, let's go to Sephora, get you some stuff, you know, let's make it happen. I'm not gonna say, well, there's too many makeup artists. That's saturated. We're not built to do that for our children. We're built to say, like we just said, we've learned, we've done, we see how it can be done. So let's go make it happen so they can do it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's to me, that's another part of the team. It's important to make sure, because we're coming out of a silent generation to a generation to where, and this is why I also say I want to separate and not say generation, because the generation in front of us is the silent generation. They took stuff. They didn't really do much. They took it and they ran with it. Yeah. Then it came us, the ones that said, "Oh, you ain't gonna pay me $2 more an hour? Bye."
Right.
You know, like that it came us. And now we're coming into this next generation where everything is so accessible that there's no reason why multimillionaires cannot be made every day.
Every day.
Right.
I mean, cats millionaires from playing video games, bro. You remember our parents? Our parents just tell us we ain't gonna be nothing playing video games all day, right? You get nowhere. You got cats making millions of dollars playing video games, right?
One of my pastimes of detox away from photography is I play in a role play community for GTA PC with a guy named Polecat. This guy is 26 years old, lives in LA, made $3 million last year playing Grand Theft Auto online.
That's crazy, dog.
That's wild.
Look at him. His community is called DOJRP.com.
Okay.
He has a whole website, a community, thousands of people. He streams on Twitch. He streams on YouTube. It's Polecat324 on everything. And this guy made $3 million last year on video games.
Yeah. That's wild, man. I just think that, you've been dropping gems all night, man. We appreciate you. But just to your point, as far as our kids are concerned, it's always for us at this point to inspire whatever their dreams are, whatever their goals are. If they, my son come to me and say, Dad, I want to be an artist, then okay, what kind? What I mean? Like what kind of artist? You know what I mean?
Right.
And like let me just boost you up. If you say you want to go and play ball, like which one? Like let's go get the ball. Let's we're there to boost them. We can't say that this is, this particular field is too saturated just because we don't see the vision. You know what I mean? They see the vision, but just because we don't see it, that doesn't mean that the vision isn't there. Right. I saw a meme recently, and the meme basically said, it went, I don't know exactly. Hold on, I think I can pull it up, but it was something like, just because the other people don't see the vision, it's not your fault. Like it wasn't a conference call. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like they weren't let in on what you have, and so I mean that's just a tribute to what you and Cam touched on recently, and it's I think it's important, man, to know that we have to take everything that we've learned up until this point and and give it to our kids early. That way they they don't say we wish 10 years.
Exactly.
10 years ago, I wish I knew this information. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And to your point, like, look at Rico. I mean, I think most people will say that the photography field is saturated, right? Probably, especially in Charlotte. But I mean, this dude did 210 clients in his first year. Like,
right?
That's insane, bro. That's insane. So it's like, if you really like got the passion for it and the drive and you willing to work, and that's the biggest thing, you got to be willing to work, right? So if you're willing to work, I mean, it can be done. Because the thing is, there might be a lot of people doing it, but there's not a lot of people doing it like that. So you just got to be like above, head and shoulders above everybody. I mean, there's a bunch of quarterbacks in the NFL, but they ain't all Tom Brady.
So, the key point is I don't mind people asking me anything. I want you to ask me anything and everything. The key point is ask, because then that way I can let me see if I wipe this off. Make sure that. So I'm gonna show you sales. This is from payments made, contracts sold, stuff out the door. So this was last month. I don't know if y'all can see that. If it's right up.
Yeah.
So that's last month, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna show you how much I made in 12 days. Okay. And then I want the key point I want you to look at is, well, let me go back to the last month. Average sale right there. What's that? 115?
Yeah.
Equals this.
50 sales, yeah.
50 sales. I'm gonna show y'all how much I'm at right now for February. Look at the average.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're going up.
So that's why I was saying you're $125 away from your next jump. But then this is just talking about me, because in my business, $125 50 times over is a good month.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean, and I want to clarify that too. That doesn't mean I did 50 sessions in 1 month. That's not what that means.
Right.
That means that I found a way to make sure that every person, after they pay their session fee, does $125 more.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
And
stuff.
It is that easy. Whether it be you could I'll make it simple, because I'm just that my brain, I stay up at night and I think, and I'm up. I'm one of those people that goes to sleep at 7 o'clock and wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning and then be up to 6 o'clock. Between 2 and 6, I have my weirdest ideas, right? So you could have a pressure washing business, right? Say I'm gonna charge you $200 a month to come out and pressure wash every siding, concrete, whatever you got, $200, right?
Yep.
But if I pull up in my van, but that's also using your own water. So you're kind of subsidizing that because I'm pulling up everything and using your own, maybe my own truck, whatever. But what if I say to you, okay, here's what I'm doing for you. You're already giving me $200 to do your own house. You're using your own water. I'll give you a discount price and charge you $130 to pressure wash all your cars and dry them down.
Yeah, that's smart.
What do you? What I mean, you only pay me $200 for the month. You pay me another $130, and I get my cars done too. And then on top of that, though, you got a tank in the back of your truck. You can go ahead. That's not big enough to do a whole house, but big enough to do my cars.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 200, let's say you got 12 houses, that's $2,400. $130. The average house has 2 cars. Times that by 20. That's $5,200 plus the original amount that you just made in 1 month. All by saying I'm gonna give you and they don't even know what the discount is.
Right, exactly.
I never told you what the original price was.
You just doubled your income.
But in your mind, you heard I pay this man $200. He's gonna give me a discount of $130. So in your mind, you're saving $70 when really you're just getting added $130.
Right. You know, I can't remember who said it, but like, you know, one of somebody I think I heard on the internet or something, but it's saying that once somebody pays you, they feel more comfortable paying you again. So it's you know, if they already paying you money, they're gonna feel more comfortable to pay you again. So if you give them a good service, hey, hit them with another one. Like, all right, what else can I do for you? Boom. So that's the next thing. I can do this for you.
I can give y'all a $2,000 sale. And this is again based on me and how I do my boudoir shoots. And hope people gonna look at this and be like, y'all, I'm gonna book this guy and they ain't gonna pay me shit. But so my boudoir shoots are $500. They start at $500. Okay. That's what we do it in here, and I'll flip it. I put up the headboard, hang up the pictures, and do the couches, flip the whole thing around like I normally do.
Yeah.
Cool. That only comes with 30 photos. I'm going to show you 80.
Okay.
So now that leaves us with 50 that are potential that you can get. I charge an additional $20 for each photo you select. 9 times out of 10, these women are going to see their own photo and they're going to choose, in most cases, all 50. That's $1,000. So now I'm at $1,500. You pay me $500. You paid $1,000 for your other photos to get edited, retouched, and all that stuff. And then I come in and say I have a drawer here full of albums. That I say, you know what? Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about having this album in your hand to have on hand to look at these photos and not just digitally on your phone? Here's $600 more dollars right here. $600 more dollars is right here. $600 more dollars is right here. In here. How would you feel?
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say $600 is because it cost me $100 to order the album. So now I'm at $2,000.
Got you.
Yeah.
So that's how simple it is to get additional income, like on top of what you do.
Yeah.
They don't. The person has already, like Cam said, they already spent $500 with you.
Yeah.
Shit. What's another $500 to $1,000?
Yeah.
What's another $600 for an album? That's my album. Everybody wants to be on the magazine. Right. Everybody wants to be on this. They want to be on that. You know, what else is to pay this for my own personal that I get?
Bruh, that is a fucking bar. That's good stuff right there. That's good shit.
Like, I can't make this stuff up. Like, this is how on the back end I'm able to save and do whatever I want to do with this extra money, because for me, in my mind, I'm only expecting me and to thrive off $500.
Yeah,
that's $1,500. That's a rainy day.
That's icing on the
slow
cake.
months for photography, or in between July and mid-August, unless you're good at weddings and get a bunch of like travel weddings, or you're by beaches and all that fun stuff. That's a slow time. Then after Thanksgiving until now, going into February for Valentine's Day, it's slow. You might make your average. You might make enough to pay your bills. You might make enough to, okay, we're in another fiscal year. Let me go and use my credit cards and all this stuff so that way it don't affect my taxes and all this stuff. But what if you can save that for a real rainy day, and just that extra that you sell, the extra that you do, you just put to the side. And it's as simple as, again, they already spent the money.
Yeah.
All you do is just show them the advantages. Show them this is what it is. The worst they can do is say no, and then you just scale back a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
right.
Maybe, okay.
Exactly.
Is it the $20 per photo? Let's do 15. How's that sound? 15. Okay. Oh, lowest I can do is 10. 10. That sounds great. Well, guess what? You still can get the album. The album is now $800. Oh, $800 don't work. Cool. We can do 600. But you see what I mean? You have to be.
Yeah.
And I think on the fly.
Notes.
I think just like that. If I'm gonna lose over here, I'm gonna put it over here.
Yeah.
Still don't want to put it right there. But then all that's extra. I'm only guaranteed to lead to whatever you do. You only should be guaranteeing yourself to live off of whatever your rate is. Right. You shouldn't be expecting to do those sales. I never look. I had a guy that came up to me, asked me about the sales process and all the stuff that I use, and he was like, I got a shoot lined up. It's $1,200. I was like, you charging $1,200? He was like, no, I'm gonna do the shoot, and I know they're gonna buy this under this. And I'm like, you know this? Like, how do you know this? Like, how are you just so sure that they are?
Yeah.
And by the time he walked away, he was like, I'm actually losing money. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that money they paid you already spent, and now you hoping that they buy something. So now you seem eager and over anxious.
Yeah.
I'm real relaxed.
Right.
I'm real relaxed. We turn on. Look, we get in here. We turn on the Keurig, whatever the fuck is.
Oh yeah, it froze up. Greg, can you still hear me?
We get it back. Yeah, I hear you just fine, man.
Okay. Yeah, Rico froze
I can see. I can see you too.
Okay, good. Yeah, we lost Rico right here. But
man, he was dropping gems. Specifically in regards to money management. I know we were, talking about his photography business, but I think a big takeaway, guys, and for myself too, just the money aspect of everything, and just how you can, better manage your money as far as your business is concerned, and how you can capitalize, on, certain advantages, making it a win-win situation, basically for you and for whoever, you're working with, what I mean, for yourself and your client.
Yeah.
We got you back. We got you back, Rico.
Yeah, this must be crazy internet night tonight.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm good over here.
Yeah.
Hey man.
hey, Greg, you
gotta holler at the U-verse over here, man.
I know, Greg, you froze up like right at the beginning for a little second, then you came back.
Hey, I don't want to hear it, man. I'm feeling myself right now, man. But no, we were just telling, just basically discussing, man, why about the gems that you've been dropping, not only as far as your business is concerned, man, and about photography, but the money management aspect of it, and how you can, just continue to capitalize and just, really monetize what you're doing and capitalize on certain things, making it a win-win for both you and your clients. And just, Rico, seriously, hella gems tonight, bro, and a lot of information just around, how you can better set up your business and just being a go-getter and being, ambitious with what you're doing and passionate into it. You know what I mean? Like, I just, all these different attributes, man, that is, necessary if you are, into your entrepreneurship. Is important. But as far as photography goes, is there what would you say maybe is the most important thing that you've learned as far as photography, or what would be like your your most important lesson as far as photography that you've learned so far?
Man, there's so many. But I would say the most important part is you are not your audience. So many times when starting out this photography thing, I thought I had to be the one that shot the prettiest person. I had to be the one that shot this what I thought would attract people to me. Mm-hmm. When all I had to do was just shoot people and find that beauty in a person that makes them shine. And that would be my biggest advice, because you're gonna get tempted, especially if you're new, you're gonna get tempted to find the model with 350,000 followers. Yeah. You're gonna be tempted to find Miss Beautiful Blue Eyes. But those are not gonna be the people that you shoot every day. Those are gonna be one-offs. Right. Those are gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, those are gonna happen. But that's not gonna be everybody. You have to be able to say, you have to really be able to say, okay, let me scale back, look at what's in front of me, and make beauty out of it.
Yeah.
I like that. That's dope.
And take that biasness out of it to where you actually capture what's in front of you, not just take a photo and hope that it looks good.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and it's humbling, because the more I focused on people and got out of my own head of I need to have these images, because I'll tell you one thing right now. I've shot with several people that have all these Instagram followers, that have all these followers, and it don't turn to not a damn dollar in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I've shot with the person, they got an Instagram, they got 60 followers on it, and they follow 120. We done seen them. They follow more people than follow them, and turn around and send me 10 clients.
Right.
So when you transition into that and you really start seeing what's in front of you and treating that as the just beauty and a whole natural essence, it creates opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Don't get hung up on that beauty piece. It sounds nice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it will never it'll give you more headaches. Your clientele will not rise. Your skill set will not rise.
Yeah. I mean, plus beauty is subjective, right? So I mean, there's so what you're thinking about as beauty, everybody might not see it that way, or what you might look at somebody and initially and be like, they not think that they're like the most gorgeous person, but like you said, if you can see beauty in it, you can make those pictures dope, and then when somebody else look at it, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, those pictures are dope, but she's beautiful or whatever, or he's handsome, or whatever the case may be. So I mean, you just never know. Like you said, you're not your audience, and you don't know how they're gonna view that person, how they're gonna view the model, right? So you just gotta do your thing.
And taking the unbiasedness out of it, to your point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And just looking at each and every person as an opportunity, equally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like equal opportunity, no matter who it is. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can sit here and you can say, I'm gonna focus on models, but models don't like to pay. They're good. They're good to get the content, but if you want to have a long longevity in this career, you have to be able to understand you need them, but that ain't your focus.
Yeah.
I have, and for any person that just listen to this and they had a photographer say they don't do free work, they full of shit. You can tell them I said they full of shit. You can tell them to call me personally, and I'll tell them today.
Yeah,
because
of course,
everybody has a slow season, but also everybody wants to experiment with something that regular people do not want to experiment with. And I mean this respectfully when I say regular, because these are going to be your clientele that come in for the birthday shoots.
Yeah,
that come in for the business attire. But then you have the ones that your muses that are your models. You don't charge them, but they down for whatever.
Yeah.
They down to go out and shoot in the rain. They good to stand in front of you and pose with different music playing so that way you can invoke emotion and figure out how do you do that with somebody else. And guess what?
Right.
Again, they don't pay.
Yeah.
You don't charge them.
Yeah.
Right.
And so again, for people that sit out here and be like, well, I'm always getting paid. Man, shut the hell up. You're lying. You're a liar.
Yeah.
Because you know how I know? Because I can click that same model's page and see her on 8 different people other pages.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You know they ain't
like,
paying.
And that's another thing about the photography community. You got to stop all this lying. Like, and that's why I have some close associates, but I have a lot more people that don't like me because I'm gonna tell clients the truth. Yeah, I shot them for free. You want to know why? Because I wouldn't be able to do this light setup where it looks like a light is just leaking through a doorway and it's black on both sides. If I just set up here and tried it with you, did you want to stay in here for 45 minutes to an hour while I figure out how to set this up? No.
Right. Yeah.
But they will because they want the free product and the free service, and they want to be the first one to say he shot with me like this.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, you can go on my Instagram, and the person and the shoot I'm talking about is I did it. Her name is Nikki, and it was the one she has on the hat and the long black jacket, and it's one light beam coming through, and it's black on both sides, and it looks like a door open, like that old cinematic in the movie, like the door.
Yeah.
Okay. It took me the longest to figure out how to get this down because I had the light in. I knew what I needed to get it shadowed out, but to get it crisp like that with the lights took some extra stuff that I had to do on the flash. That I didn't know that I needed to do. Now, would I stand there and do that with a paying client? No, because they on a time scale. They ready to get in and get out. Their patience ain't there. But with a model, they understand that, okay, I'm going to get this shot so I can be a little patient. I can wait 30, 45 minutes for this setup. I can wait until they figure it out because I'm going to be the first one to say, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's dope. That's good stuff, man. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and move into the next segment. So Rico, this next segment, we like to ask, we call it the Fab Five, and we like to ask all of our guests, all of our savages that come on the show, 5 just fun questions, and a lot of them are the same. We might change up a little bit from week to week, but for the most part, they're the same questions. Buddy. Yeah, so hey, like I said, just fun questions, man. We're gonna pop it off, get right into it. First question. I know that we talked at the beginning about your poetry and you doing that thing. Who is a poet that most inspires you, or the poem that most inspires you?
Man, this is gonna sound terrible. Well, what if I say I really didn't have one?
Really?
I have come across some dope poets. I'm just making sure this. Can y'all still see me?
No.
All right, can y'all see me now?
Yep.
All right, cool. I have come across some dope poets in my time, but none have really made me sit back and say, damn, like, I'd be so scared of biting and copying. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, man, that sounded dope when they said it, but at the same time, I'd be like, nah, that ain't. I can hear where they're going, but I want to hear something a little different. Mm. But if I had to say a favorite poem, there's this guy here in Charlotte. His name is a poet named Superman. Great guy. You literally have to say it like that. His opening line is his opening line is, my name is a poet named Superman. Yes, you got to say the whole thing like a pit name slip back. And he has a poem entitled Jeremiah 29:11, and it's called The Purpose. Mm. And the reason why I would say that's, if I had to say my favorite poem by anybody, is because although I've been around a lot of religious people, I'm not religious. Mm. Because growing up, my dad was Islamic and my mom was Baptist. Mm. So I got a crazy feel of both sides of the world. I got this really like passion about human life and what's gonna happen after you die, and how do you live with humility. And then I got my dad's side, which was fuck all that. If it's wrong, you the head of the household, you make it right, you do this. It's like it's very like this.
Right.
And so but when I hear this poem, he touches on a lot of things in my life that matter. From do I work until I'm 55 to retire, get to go to heaven, and you get to do the false with Jesus, that with angels, and then you get to sit on heaven on a cloud on scholarship because you retired at 55 with nothing more to show to your life but kids and a family. Like that shit kind of it resonated because it's like, okay, well, we talked about earlier. If we knew early on in our life, we knew, you know, then and anybody like that, like we could have avoided this and been stronger businessmen now.
Yeah.
You know, so that way when I get older in age, you know, like so we got time. Like I get it, you know, we in our 30s, but we still got time.
I was about to say, y'all don't act like we old out here. Like we're older, but
older, but not old.
Right, but you know, at the same time, if I had more time to grow and enjoy those luxuries, I would have.
Yeah, that's good.
So he touches on a lot of that in that poem. That even though, you know, I'm not as religious as I used or have ever been, I cry when I hear this poem. Because it's something to me that says that no matter what happens, there's a purpose. You know, he talks about another line in that poem. He's like, he says, I look to the sky and yell to the heavens, no, I don't need you right now. I got this. And then God looked down and said to me, you would think I would know the plans for you because why I etched them in blood myself. Like that, that part of the poem, like every time, like even right now, I get chills thinking about it because it's like, regardless of how religious or spiritual I am, it's good to know that no matter what I've done throughout my years of being this reckless individual, being this just getting drunk and partying and all the random sexcapades to the couple of nights in jail for my misactions, there's always a purpose. You never forget that there's a purpose. There's a purpose for you. There's a purpose for everybody you come in contact with. I mean, hell, I came down there and met y'all and didn't even go to the school that I met y'all at. And here we are, I would say, almost 10 years plus later, or not even 10 years. Well, I mean,
it's probably it's been at least 10. At least 10.
Yeah, like, you know, later to where we're still supporting each other and know each other, and although lives are transitioned to different things, there's still a purpose.
Yeah,
you never know. There's something that could be inspired by everything that y'all are doing, even with tonight being on with y'all. There's a purpose for it.
Yeah,
and even if we don't know it, there's a purpose.
Right.
So that poem, I would say, it is my favorite, and it's by a guy here. And just, man, I wish I got it next time. He does a release therapy open mic on Wednesdays at Red 28. And Red 28 just opened up the one on East Boulevard, and they're supposed to start doing them back there. And I got to get y'all there so y'all can, and I'm going to request that he does it, that poem, so y'all can hear it. It just has this energy about it that's just like, it just like, for me, like I said, for me, it just moves you. It just moves you and puts you in a place.
If you can find him or find him, find his page or find that poem, man, I'd be, I would love to read it. Or to have him deliver it, so definitely. And I'm here, so we live in the same city, Rico, so any opportunity where he's going to be at, if if you can give me the plans ahead of time, man, I'm there. But
say no more.
Moving on to the next question. What would you say is your favorite book?
Oh man, my favorite book is The Big Bad Wolf by James Patterson. That's my favorite book. I love it because I actually read it while I was in the hospital. I had broke my hand, and some other stuff came up while I was in the hospital, and I just started. And I'm not much of a reader, but something about this book just captivated me because it's crazy how it used the whole human trafficking like aspect to create the storyline. But then for me, being somebody at the time that worked in technology and sales and all this stuff, like how it infused that in with a young girl that was able to get on the dark web and find her way into a gang of people, and they call themselves like whimsical characters. Like there was the three pigs, the big bad wolf, the grandma, all these names in these books. They put it together, and then you have this intricate story of just her getting caught and her having to escape without having using technology, without knowing any names, when she already knew everybody's names. Oh man, James Patterson is a bad man for that book.
Okay. That sounds very interesting, man. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I'm gonna look that
up. Oh yeah, man. It's called The Big Bad Wolf by James Patterson.
Okay, bet. Yeah, I'm gonna look that one up. All right, question number 3. What was the last song you listened to?
I'll be having my ratchet moments nowadays.
Yeah. Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth now.
Man, I'm on this. I listened to Moneybagg Yo today. Was like actually last on the way back, because I went and ate at Crafty Crab. Okay. So I was feeling myself on the way back. And I was listening, got time today, and it's something about it. I was just ratchet just in the car just singing. It is rare I get like that anymore. I usually chill and listen to like stuff like Masego and stuff like that in the car. But sorry, I got in the car this evening on the way home, and I was like, yo, I'm about to turn that Moneybagg Yo on.
All right. So check this out. I don't mean to interrupt. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a light skin thing. I don't like to talk about dark skin and light skin. I hate the colorism conversation in our community, but it might apply because literally the very last song I just listened to, I don't know if y'all can see it. is Moneybagg. Getting out the shower. That was the very last song. And I said that because the wife's favorite food is crab legs. Bro, we had Crafty Crab tonight. Straight up. I cannot lie to you. Dog. She went earlier and got Crafty Crab, the exact same restaurant, dog.
What are the odds?
No lie. Cam, when you come up, you gotta go to Crafty Crab, and I'm gonna tell you why. The seasonings that they put on Crafty Crab is amazing. Like, it's you go to some restaurants, man, and they might do a little too much or not enough. Yeah, like perfect. You know what I'm saying? As far as Crafty Crab.
Word. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
I did the Cajun fire.
Where I'm gonna check that out when I go later.
You have to, because
that's wild.
The coincidence of that is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, I'm telling you, I be throwing up gang signs, kicking over stuff. Like bring that in. But now this crab, I can't wait to just finish this off. Y'all gotta get home.
All right, so real quick, keep moving through. Question number 4. Tell us something random about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
I am, so my lifestyle, here it comes, the moment y'all been waiting for. So my lifestyle, I am what they call a daddy dominant. So that is in the BDSM community. So,
okay.
So a lot of people, I hate this reference because, it's one of those things like people kind of like, it's far-fetched from what it really is. 50 Shades of Grey.
I was going to say, like, you Christian Grey or like.
So in a sense, because, so my kinks and bondage in lifestyle or bondage, sensory deprivation, it's not strangulation, but it's close enough. Spanking, squirting. Those are all my kinks. Those are my 5 kinks. And pretty much like people don't realize that about me. So I know y'all see me post myself in this shirt. It says somebody's daddy.
Yeah.
On the shirt. People assume that means my kids.
Right.
It has nothing to do with my kids at all. You know, I am I guess technical term, I'm a polygamist, so I'm used to having multiple partners. More so recently, I was in a relationship where it was me. They were 2 women, they were together, and then they found me, and then it became a thing. You know, the people don't guess about me because although I am this extroverted person, and I don't mind who I talk to, what I say. If I rub you the wrong way, you know, get over it. You know, your tears are not my fucking problem. Shouldn't be sensitive. But there's a side of me too where I'm also really like people they see what I do, but they still don't know how to.
Oh no, cutting out.
I can hear you.
Yeah. My internet adding up again. Hold on, I'm back. Y'all. Yeah,
I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Like people didn't know I had a daughter until recently, and my daughter will be 1 in March. Like I play a fine line of keeping things private and what I want to do public. But this side of me is definitely, unless you come to the sex shows or the erotic poetry shows, it comes out, but people think it's just a part of the show. They still don't realize that at the end of the day, this is legit how I live my life.
This is you.
Okay.
This is you. Right.
We can take a journey down Memory Lane and down this hallway. I got enough battery. Yeah, we got 16%. So we got 16%.
I can only imagine what we're about to see right now.
So, can you flip this around? Yeah. So, this is one side of my bed. So if you're lucky enough, you can
you for real.
You can get strapped in if you want to.
Wow.
Hey y'all, this is a City of Savages exclusive. I just want y'all to know.
And then you can also come in here. Oh, let's go and turn this on. And you can where's it at? As you see it, because you have kids, you got to keep stuff tucked away. Yeah. You can also come in here as well, and then you can learn about how we use all of this stuff. You can get a handcuff. This is my favorite one. So this one allows you to put their legs in a restraint and hold their legs back behind their head. You can get spanked. You can get handcuffs. You can get choked and put on a leash, and I walk you around the house like a dog.
Hey, when you dumped that out just now, that joint looked like y'all remember seeing Dodgeball when they got the uniforms.
Oh,
you can get tied up.
Hey, for real. Hey, that's such a good comparison. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can get tied up rope.
You can Dodgeball uniform.
You can get flogged out. But there's a couple.
My dog got a whole spank pack, bro.
Hey, but you know what? That's I salute you for the transparency, and it's plenty of women out here. I'm sure. I mean, it's plenty of women out here that are into that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's way more. It's way more people that are into that. And
I'm sure more than we know.
More than we would expect. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing about it is that because a lot of people are so into the theatrics of it, they don't respect the art of it. Okay. So we have a saying in our community where we say consent is sexy. If you don't give me consent to do it, the yes I can, the no I can't, it don't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the part where people miss. So they'll come to even the sex shows, they'll come to the erotic poetry, and they'll see us on stage spanking people, doing things, lifting them up, doing forced orgasm demos, things like that. And they don't realize that we've already had a conversation. We've already had a conversation of, hey, this is me, this is who I am. I promise I'm still gonna protect you.
Yeah.
And some more stuff within that conversation. The key point is, do I have your permission in front of everybody out here to do what I'm about to do?
Yeah.
Will you stop me? And if they say yes and say no, we good.
Yeah.
But in a private sense, you know, there is there's also a liability of consent that you have to take advantage of. And that means that if y'all got safety words, whatever, you already know your partner's hard yeses and hard yeses, soft nose, hard nose. You know, you already know these things. You have to be prepared to understand what that means. So there's a place you can take and like you said, women are always into this, but they never prepare for it. There's a place where you can take your partner using some of this stuff, because I'll use one of my kinks as an example. Bondage. I love whenever I'm able to restrain somebody to the bed and then tell them to try to kiss me. You can't sit up. You can't do this. You can't do that. But their passion. But so how it starts out, I'll restrain them to the bed. I'll run a vibrator up their body. I'll tickle their toes, and then I'll kiss them. I will kiss them like they're the last woman on earth. And then I stop and I separate just enough to where there's a space between me and them. And I'll say, kiss me. They'll lean up and I'll move back. But because their arms are bound, their legs, man, they can't do it. So now she's so turned on. She's already turned on because I've already kissed her. She got this vibrating sensation on her body, and she want to kiss me. And she's so turned on, she's like, I'm going to kiss this man. This man, I want to kiss him. I will kiss him. And she's going to try. She can't do nothing. And I'm I'm just kissing. Again, I just keep saying something again. The point where you're fucking with their mind so bad that they can't even realize that they can't move. So then all that's left to do is, hey, you can't kiss me, but can I fuck you? And she'll say yes. And you'll take one leg off and then maneuver her however you can maneuver her for whatever girth or length you got.
I don't even know what response. I don't even know what response you want. like what's
man.
And then you go in and you
Rico, wow boy.
And you go in and then you fuck her like she's just the dirtiest person you ever met, right? And but the whole time you still telling her to kiss you, kiss me, kiss me. I know you can do better. Kiss me. And she's still trying, but she's still getting dick. So she's coming and she's like, I want to kiss this man. And then what you do is you unslip her wrist so she can grab you and let her kiss you. I promise you, she'll nut so hard she pass out. Because you
where's my notebook?
Exactly. I was like, I need to take some more notes, man. You opening Pandora's box out here, bro.
I know, right? Facts.
Because you because it's all about it's all about, like I said, women are into this. Women like to be mind fucked. They love to not have control, but then they love to be unrestrained to where they can lose control and go to a place in their mind that they didn't even know they could go. So that buildup happens, and then you just embrace that, give her mind-blowing sex. But the key part of this is a thing we call aftercare. You don't just lay her down and let her go to sleep. You hold her, you caress her, you let her know everything is okay. Baby, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. My arms are wrapped around you. You don't have to worry about a damn thing because I'm right here. Do you want me to go get you some water? Do you want me to do this? You want me to do that?
Well, yeah, man. You just about killed her, so I hope that you hold it close.
But again, you're still playing. You're still playing.
like, I mean, this was a near-death experience.
But you still,
if you don't hold her tight, bro, I don't know what you want me to say here, but man.
you still have that moment of grace, because as men, we're supposed to protect you, but protection isn't just physical. I gotta protect you mentally and emotionally. So now that you've had this out of body experience, you know that you can legit come back to me and still be here and be a person. I'm not judging you. If you want to lay here and go to sleep, I'm still gonna be caressing your hair. Like that's what people don't know about me. there's a level of play that happens with me in the bedroom.
But like I said,
I offer classes for that too. So if anybody ever learns something, let me know.
This guy.
Hey. Man, you taught a whole class just now.
I know, right?
You know it,
man.
Hey, that was 101 right now.
Something.
Yeah, that was 101, lesson 1.
And you can do those things with you. And honestly, even if you take away the bed restraints, just grab your woman by her wrist and put them down and tell her to do something simple. Like I love the kiss me joint, because it's an easier focus to where we can lock eyes and I can still move and maneuver, but I can still be there and you can still be putting that force on her to feel it in your hands. The hands are powerful. I mean, when I learned what these hands can do, the hands are powerful. And you can just pin her down by her wrist and just tell her to kiss you, and she can't. And then she feel your dick going against her like this, and you ain't even inside her. Whew. Hey, boy, hold on. Let me. That was my phone. I need to send a message.
Hold on.
Man,
let me
tell you.
Get my notebook. What's my
pen?
Cam.
Let
me write this down.
I really haven't been keeping count, but I'm pretty sure that's the second mimosa he done finished.
At least 2.
That brunch mimosa done kicked in, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, late night brunch.
Now I'm telling you, man, this lifestyle has really opened my eyes and shown me a part of society and culture that I didn't even know existed. Yeah. There are people around, like when you interact with swingers, they're always interesting, because you got your cockholes that love to watch their wife get fucked by somebody else. You got your women that love to do the opposite, that just love to watch their husband get it in. Then you got the ones they like, let's do it together.
Yeah.
And then you got, then you there's this whole society out there, and they be having parties right here in Charlotte in plain day, and don't nobody even notice it.
Oh, I believe that.
Man,
we're gonna have to bring you back on. We're gonna have to do we're gonna do a sex episode
for sure.
Or
just that,
and do a deeper dive. We're gonna have to bring in a woman and bring you back, and we're gonna
exactly.
have to do a sex episode.
I'm so. Hey, let's do that. That'll be dope. That'll be dope. I'm so interested. I'm intrigued as a motherfucker right now.
I can bring you in a femdom or a fem sub or whatever you want.
Bet we're gonna talk about that,
bro. Bring in whoever you want to bring in, and we're gonna do this show. We're gonna
wrap it. Yeah,
we're gonna do this.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
On the third mimosa now. 3 in. Nah, I gotta get me another drink.
I'm gonna be up. I gotta tell you, I already know what type of night it's gonna be for me. I'm gonna be up.
Word. Well, hey, man. Question 5, final question for the photographers here: Nikon or Canon?
Oh, definitely Canon. Now, if you had said Canon or Sony, that'd have been Nikon is still too far back. So they made some great adjustment with their Z6 and Z5, Z6 mirrorless cameras. They made some great adjustments, but they still missed a key point on their sensor sizes. So because the biggest thing between a DSLR camera like the 5D Mark III, I think the D3800 or whatever their D model was, is there's a mirror in front of the sensor. So it's like this. So this is what records your image. There's a mirror that kind of reflects it in like the people, and it staples it in there.
Okay.
When they came out with the C5 for Nikon, it had the same sensor size as their DSLR model, meaning the same or I think it might have been, and don't excuse me if the numbers are wrong, but the same 400,000 plus pixels were the same in their old cameras, the new one. The only thing you got was that it was mirrorless, lightweight, water resistant, or water sealed, and the lenses were better. What Canon did was their sensor changed because Canon sensors are based off of their processor. The DG5-6 processors is what processes their images, right? Whenever you look at my camera, and this also going to the benefit of where you upgrade and when you do it, I use an EOS R. It has a slightly bigger sensor than their 5D Mark IV, which was their last DSLR. However, the actual resolution is higher at 30 versus 27. So in a sense, I get a little bit better of a quality and low light performance on my mirrorless, which at the end of the day makes a difference.
Okay.
Especially for studio photographers, because whenever you shoot in a studio, you take a picture to see the ambient light, because you want it to be pitch black in your photo before you introduce the flash.
Okay.
Issue with the mirrorless is that it's so sensitive that you don't have to have a high f-stop for it to be pitch black.
Okay.
So my normal settings on my 5D3 would have been 1/160th of a second, f8 100. That's a black frame. In theory, because it's sensitive, you would do 160 f13 100 on the mirrorless. That's wrong. You actually would do 1/200th of a second, 7.1 on the aperture, and 100, and it's pitch black.
Okay.
Now, this of course changes when you add flash, all that fun stuff. But the reason why I say if you would have compared Canon to Sony is because Sony is in the front. I would have said Sony, and I don't even use Sony.
Okay.
The way their 4K model, their 45 to 60 megapixel cameras, I think they got an 8K camera, the A1 or something that just came out not even a month ago. They had the eye detection, facial tracking, all that stuff. They had that 4 years ago when Canon was just figuring out how the fuck do we get mirrorless.
Dang.
The viewfinder preview.
Interesting.
Sony already had that. Canon just did a software update that allows their cameras to do it. They still at least 4 years behind the curve of Sony.
Wow.
So, but on a artistic side, I'll always go with Canon because the color output from Canon is always a lot more in depth than Sony.
Okay.
Sony gives you that high-end wedding photographer portrait, light, airy, everything is whimsical feel with their colors. Canon, it gives you the nigga colors. If you orange, you orange. If you red, you red. If you yellow, you yellow. And if you in between, it mashes together and it's really deep in that color.
Okay.
So that's where
you would say.
That's right.
You would say, as far as like innovation goes, Sony's kind of been leading for the past few years.
So Sony's smoking people so bad. I see why people be paying $8,000 for their camera. Like
that's crazy.
That's crazy. 8,000 for a camera?
Yeah, I would switch my whole. I even thought I should switch my whole ecosystem to Sony. Well, I was like, man, it's for what
8,000? That's a 2001 Honda.
Listen, go look it up. The A1.
Shit, that's 2015 Honda.
The AR, matter of fact, the AR4. I think the AR4 was like 5,000, if I'm not mistaken. The AR4. They got several different ones, and all of them are tailored. So you remember the or if you know about the red cameras, all these film producers was you got to get a red camera because this is the dopest cinematic camera you can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sony cameras. So a red camera is $30,000.
30,000.
It's a digital format camera that shoots, like the sensor on it is so amazing. Like you can film. They film movies on this.
Okay.
They compared it. There's a video from a guy called Jared Fronos on YouTube where he compares an AR-7 III Sony that's like 5,000, well, it was 5,000 at the time, to a Red camera, and they both use a 35 millimeter cinema camera. You can't tell the difference. So Sony has this thing. It's just that Sony, it's the price point. I can't even hold you up. It's the price point. Now, if I had it, I wouldn't care. I'm gonna go Sony all day long. But they price points is so just over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like what cars do sometimes. We all know in our heart of hearts that what's two comparable cars? That a Lincoln Navigator ain't nothing but a fucking Ford Expedition. Just the name of the badge is different.
Yeah. Facts.
Sony is the exact same shit. They have so many different camera models that they have a camera that's literally the Lincoln Navigator tailored to people that love this Lincoln, the airbags that's gonna go out on you in 6 years and have you riding like this down the street. But then you have people that just they like Fords, they like American builds, they like solid builds, reliability. Does a little bit of everything, but does a little bit of nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have those same models just like that. Like the difference is that do I want a little bit of everything and a little bit of nothing for this $4,500, $5,000 price tag? Or do I want that regulator that's gonna keep me coasting for a little bit till the next best thing come out, and I'm just coasting down the road at a steady up here level for $7,000-8,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Sony. Now Canon stays in line. Canon be like some shit on Walmart. The new Sony TV, the new Samsung TV come out of Walmart. The old one go down $200, $300, $400. Canon is the same way. Okay. The EOS R5 and 6 came out. The EOS RP and R dropped down so low that you can get a mirrorless RP for less than $1,000. Sometimes less than $800 if it's used.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, depending on your reasons, is what you pick.
Yeah.
A lot of Nikon users are older photographers, and they're used to. They came from film. They go over to them. The sound, the feel, that rubber build is what attracts them.
Okay.
The new innovators, the videographers, like the Sony camera, because eye detection, the sensitivity to be able to shoot at night, the ability they have such a great. Their lens range is great. They love that range.
Yeah.
Me, the portrait photographer, the beauty photographer, unless you want to do a high-end Hasselblad, you go with a Canon because you know the textures and skin tone is what matters to you.
Yeah.
Not the can I shoot outside at midnight with no flash.
Yeah.
So in order of rank, just being, if I compared the big three, Sony would definitely be number one off innovation alone, then Canon, then Nikon. And that's me being honest.
Cool.
Word. Dang. Hey man, appreciate you. You dropped a lot of info, man. A lot of good shit. And I think I can't wait to just listen back to this, man, because I know I'm gonna catch a lot of stuff from it. And I know the listeners gonna catch a lot of stuff from it, man. So, hey, we appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, man. No doubt. No, thank y'all for having me on, man. And anytime, like I'm always down. Again, if anybody, has any questions, they want to reach out to me, feel free to do so. I'm not a hard person to find at all. You can find me on Instagram at Studio 1216 LLC. You can go to my website, studio1216clt.com. My personal website is ricklandyoung.com. That's my personal branding website. You can go on there, shoot me an email. Contact at eitherdomain.com comes to me. I don't mind. And I'm glad that, y'all have a platform like this to do this on, because it's too many people out here shooting the shit for the showmanship. We need to be shooting shit for the honesty, and so people know what they really listening to, so they don't get caught up in these whimsical flight of fantasy of shit that ain't really happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe in the truth, and the truth will always lead you to more opportunity. Will it be easy? No. But if it's easy, why the fuck are you doing it?
Yeah.
Right.
Until you like me, when you are up night or you're crying at night because you can't go to sleep because your brain is on 30 different things, then you don't need to be doing it.
Mm.
Right.
That's what keeps me up at night. What can I do?
Hard.
And how can I accomplish it?
Yeah.
You know, I post a lot of my thoughts online. And I get criticized that I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do it, whatever. But I just believe that transparency also leads people to me.
Yeah.
Because they know what they get and they know what they're gonna understand.
Yeah.
The same way back in the day when, like I said it plenty of times, be at the bar. Look, you want this drink and some dick, or are you just good? Which one you want to do?
Hey, well, man, seriously though, much respect to you, Rico, for just being unapologetically you. I feel like it's not enough people out here that do that, man. They hide behind masks. Not literally, because we all hide behind masks these days.
Exactly.
But metaphorically, people are hiding behind masks and not really, because they're afraid to really be themselves and be their true selves. I literally just, that I believe that was like my gem for a joint podcast that we did recently, man. And I was just talking about, it's just important to be you, unapologetically, and whoever don't like it, fuck them. But at least you are living in your freedom. You're living and you're doing you, and it's such a, a freeing experience. You know what I'm saying? And you can live life, in fulfillment. You know what I mean? Whenever you're not trying to please anybody, you're just doing you. So with everything that you dropped today, I just think that you fully illustrated that with the interview tonight, man. And appreciate you being on, bro. Just all the info you dropped, not only with your business, but just different things and life, just life altogether, bro. So as Cam said, we like to give flowers, man. So keep pressing on. We know it's not easy, especially within the pandemic, and we know that just like you said, there's going to be slow seasons, different things of that sort. But even a slow season aside, man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep inspiring, keep writing these poems. Yeah. Keep shooting, and keep your business thriving, bro. Even through the tough times. And we're gonna support you. We're going to make sure that we drop your handles. So thank you for that. I was actually someone's gonna ask. So thank you for letting everybody know, how they can reach. Yeah, how they can reach you, how they can contact you as far as your business. But yeah, I mean that's it, man. You dropped all the gems, man. I ain't got nothing else. So yeah, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like Greg said, we're gonna drop all your contact stuff, your IG, your website, all that stuff in the show notes, so people know how to reach you. Hey, again, appreciate you, man. Hey, it was a pleasure. Great catching up with you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate all you listeners out there. Hope you enjoyed this episode. You've listened to the City of Savages podcast. Peace.
Yep.